You are the answer to someone's prayer, the light in someone's darkness, the hope in someone's despair. You may not feel it yet, but heaven celebrates you. You are not here to exist, you are here to impact. You're not a product of coincidence, you're a product of divine purpose. And as long as you keep walking in faith, trusting that God knows what He's doing, you'll see doors open that no one can shut. You'll see miracles unfold that don't make sense. You'll see your life become a testimony of what happens when someone embraces their assignment. So today, choose to believe it. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. God chose you, prepared you, and positioned you for this exact moment in history. The world may not fully understand it, but heaven already declared it. You were born for this generation. You may not realize it yet, but there is something powerful and world-changing inside of you. God didn't just choose you for this generation. He equipped you for it. He didn't send you here empty-handed. Before you ever faced your first challenge, He placed within you everything you would need to fulfill your purpose. You have gifts, talents, and abilities that are uniquely designed to make an impact in the time you're living in. Sometimes we look at other people and think, if only I had their talent, their confidence, their opportunity is exactly what this generation needs. You may not sing like someone else, speak like someone else, or lead like someone else, but your difference, your divine distinction. The world doesn't need a copy. It needs you. When you understand that you have what it takes, you stop living in insecurity and start walking in identity. You stop saying, I can't, and start declaring, with God, I can. You may not have everything figured out, but you have something stronger, faith. And faith turns the impossible into possible. Faith is what causes heaven to back you up when you step out in obedience. You weren't given your personality by mistake. You weren't born with your ideas or your dreams by coincidence. Every strength, every passion, every vision that stirs inside you is a sign of what God has placed you here to do. If you feel a burden for something, if you can't stop thinking about helping people, creating something new, speaking hope into broken hearts, that's your assignment talking. God often plants desire as the seed of destiny. Think about the people God used throughout history. They didn't always look qualified. Gideon said, I'm the least in my family. Jeremiah said, I'm too young. Moses said, I can't speak well. Yet every one of them carried something this world needed. They didn't feel ready, but God said, I'll be with you. That's all you need to know. He's with you. His presence is your power. His Spirit gives you the courage to do what you never thought you could do. You may feel like your contribution doesn't matter, but small acts of obedience can bring about big changes. Kind word, a prayer, a moment of encouragement can shift the course of someone's life. You never know how far your influence will reach. Sometimes the greatest impact comes not from loud voices, but from faithful hearts. When you choose to walk in faith instead of fear, you release what's inside of you into the world. The same power that raised Christ from the dead lives in you. That means you can face any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and rise above any limitation. You have what it takes to influence your generation, not because of your own strength, but because of the one who lives within you. There will be times when you don't feel qualified, when doubts whisper that you're not good enough. That's when you have to remind yourself, if God called me, He's already equipped me. You don't need to have all the answers before you step out. You just need to take the first step in faith. The moment you move, God moves. The moment you obey, heaven releases resources, people, and opportunities to help you fulfill your assignment. The world around you is hungry for hope, desperate for truth, longing for light. And you carry that light. When others are overwhelmed by fear, you can bring peace. When others are discouraged, you can bring encouragement. When others see only problems, you can speak faith into the situation. You are a carrier of divine influence. You may not see yourself as a world changer, but you are one conversation, one act of obedience, one moment of courage away from changing lives. The person who shares hope in the break room, the student who stands for what's right, the parent who raises children in faith, all of them are making a difference in their generation. Every day to live out your purpose. Every morning you wake up, God gives you another chance to represent Him in your world. It's not about doing something big in the eyes of people. It's about doing what God has called you to do faithfully. When you handle the small things well, God will trust you with greater things. Remember, your gift doesn't need to look like someone else's to be powerful. David didn't need Saul's armor to defeat Goliath. He didn't try to be like anyone else. He used what God had given him, a sling and a stone, and it was enough. What's in your hand right now is enough. The job you have, the influence you hold, the people around you, it's all part of God's plan. When you use what you have, God multiplies it. You have what it takes to impact this generation because God is backing you up. His favor surrounds you like a shield. His hand is upon you, guiding your steps, opening the right doors and closing the wrong ones. Even when things don't seem to be working, God is working behind the scenes, aligning everything for your good. Don't let fear of failure keep you from trying. Don't let self-doubt silence your potential. You are not limited by what you don't have. You are empowered by what you do have. And what you have is more than enough when it's in the hands of God. You may not see the impact you're making right away, but every act of obedience adds up. Every time you choose to love instead of hate, to forgive, to trust instead of worry, you are shifting the atmosphere of your generation. You are planting seeds that will grow long after you're gone. This generation needs people who are bold enough to believe that they can make a difference. It needs people who will stand firm in faith, even when it's unpopular. It needs voices that speak life, hands that serve, and hearts that love. That's who you are. You are not just living through this time. You are sent to transform it. So walk with confidence, speak with boldness, love without fear. You have what it takes to impact your generation, because the same God who called you also lives in you. When you stand in your purpose, you carry heaven's authority. And when heaven backs you, no power on earth can stop you. You may not always see how God will use you, but trust that He will. Keep sowing, keep serving, keep shining. The world around you is waiting for what's inside of you. You have what it takes, because God Himself made sure you did. This is your moment. This is your season. You weren't created to wait on the sidelines, watching everyone else walk in their purpose. You were created to rise, step into your divine calling, to take your place in what God is doing in this generation. For too long, many people have been waiting for the perfect time, waiting until they feel ready, waiting until the circumstances align, waiting until everything makes sense. But the truth is, the perfect time is now. God has already positioned you, prepared you. and empowered you for this very moment. There comes a point in your life when you have to stop waiting for a sign and realize you are the sign. You are the evidence that God is still working in this generation. You carry something that heaven placed in you for this time. You don't have to wait for someone to validate you, approve you, or invite you. When God chose you, He already gave you permission to move forward. You might be thinking, I don't have it all together yet. None of us do. But God doesn't need your perfection. He needs your participation. He needs your willingness. When Peter stepped out of the boat, he didn't have all the details, but he had enough faith to take one step. That one step changed everything. The moment you decide to rise and take your place, heaven meets you halfway. This generation is waiting for you to show up. There are people who need what's inside of you. Your words, your story, your compassion, your creativity. You might not see it yet, but you are the answer to someone's prayer. There's a young person looking for hope, a friend waiting for encouragement, a broken heart searching for direction, and God wants to use you to reach them. Too often we let fear talk us out of purpose. We think, what if I fail? What if people don't support me? What if I'm not enough? But what if you succeed? What if people are changed because of your obedience? What if your yes to God sets a whole chain of miracles in motion? You'll never know what's on the other side of your faith until you take that first step. Your time is not tomorrow. It's not next year. It's now. You are living in the generation you were designed to impact. This isn't a practice run. This is the moment you've been preparing for all along. Every trial you face, every season of waiting, every lesson you've learned has been shaping you for. God never wastes experience. The same storms that try to break you are the ones that prepared you for where you're going. When you decide to rise, you might not have everyone's support. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to understand your calling. One. Some people won't see what God has placed inside you until it's fully revealed. That's why you can't base your confidence on people's approval. You have to base it on God's promise. If He called you, He'll carry you. If He started it, He'll finish it. When Queen Esther was faced with the risk of approaching the king, her cousin Mordecai reminded her, who knows, perhaps you were made queen for such a time as this. Those words still echo today. You have been placed where you are, surrounded by the people you're with, positioned in the environment you're in for such a time as this. You don't need to wait for a better season. God will bless you right where you are. He'll use you in your current circumstances. Don't disqualify yourself because you think you're not ready. Readiness isn't about having everything together. It's about having the courage to trust God in the unknown. Every time you choose to rise, something shifts in the atmosphere. Every time you say, God, I'll go, you make room for miracles. Heaven moves when you move. You might not see the full picture, but God sees the end from the beginning. He knows exactly where your obedience will lead. You may have been overlooked before, but this is your time to be seen. You may have been through rejection, but this is your time for restoration. You may have felt like you were in the background, but this is your moment. You don't have to chase opportunity. Opportunity will find you when you step into purpose. Don't let the weight of the past hold you back. Don't let yesterday's pain keep you from today's calling. Every setback was preparing you for a comeback. Every closed door was guiding you toward the right one. Every season of silence was building strength within you. You are ready. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives inside you. That means you have resurrection power in your soul. You can rise above insecurity, rise above doubt, and take your place in the story God is writing right now. The world doesn't need a version of who you used to be, for it needs the confident, faith-filled you who knows your time. Rise in purpose, rise in purpose, rise in confidence. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to know who's sending you. When God calls, He equips. When He appoints, He anoints. And when you rise in obedience, no power on earth can stop what He's begun. There's a reason you've survived what others didn't. There's a reason you've made it through seasons that should have broken you. God kept you because your assignment isn't finished. You still have more to do, more to give, more to become. And this generation is waiting for your light to shine. So don't hold back anymore. Don't hide in the shadows of fear or insecurity. It's time to step forward and be who you were created to be. Heaven is cheering you on. The same God who called Abraham, who strengthened David, who promoted Joseph, who empowered Esther, that same God is standing beside you saying, now is your time. You've been chosen. You've been prepared. You've been equipped. Everything you've gone through has led you to this very moment. The waiting is over. The preparation is done. The time is now. Rise and take your place. You were not born to live unnoticed. You were not created to live in hesitation. You were born to shine, to speak, to lead, to influence, to carry the presence of God wherever you go. The world may be dark, but you were made to be the light. The generation may be broken, but you were sent to bring healing. The hour may seem late, but you were born for such a time as this. This is your moment to step into purpose, to walk in faith, to believe that what God started in you will come to completion. You have waited long enough. Now it's time to rise and take your place. God has written your name in the story of this generation, and no one can erase it. Stand tall, walk boldly, and know this in your heart. Your time is now. You have been chosen, called, and commissioned by the Creator of the universe for this generation. Out of every time in history, God looked at this exact moment and said, I need you right there. You are not here by accident. You are here on divine assignment. The same hands that hung the stars in the sky placed a purpose inside of you that this world desperately needs. You may not feel qualified. You may not have all the answers. And you may not understand every step of the journey. But God does. He knew what you would face in this generation, and He equipped you with exactly what it would take to overcome it. Your strength, your story, your heart, your faith, they were all custom built for this time. Don't let fear talk you out of what God put in you. Don't let doubt convince you that you're not ready. You're not behind schedule. You're not missing out. You're right on time. The very challenges you've walked through were not there to break you. They were there to build you. Every tear, every test, every setback has been preparing you to stand strong in this moment. This is the generation God trusted you with. When He looked at the darkness in the world, He didn't panic. He prepared you. He said, I'll send my light through them. You carry that light. You carry the power to shift, to speak hope where there's despair, to bring peace where there's confusion, and to show love where there's division. You don't need to wait for another opportunity or another season. This is your season. This is your season. This is your moment to rise and take your place. Don't underestimate the power of your obedience. Don't dismiss the influence of your faith. You're impacting lives in ways you can't even see. Every time you choose kindness, every time you stand firm in truth, every time you keep believing when it would be easier to give up, you're changing your world. So lift your head high and walk in confidence. Heaven stands behind you. God has already gone before you. You are not alone. You are chosen, appointed, and anointed for such a time as this. The world doesn't need someone else. It needs you, your voice, your courage, your faith. You have what it takes because the one who created you is living inside of you. So go forward with boldness. Shine your light. Fulfill your assignment. Live each day knowing that God didn't just choose you, He entrusted you with this generation. You are His chosen vessel for this hour. You are living proof that God is still moving in the earth today. And as you rise to take your place, remember this truth. You were chosen by God, equipped by heaven, and destined to impact your generation.